A burning hot sun, a cry for water. Black wings circle the sky. Some blood is falling, somebody's calling. You're lost on the desert to die. Now I had to give up, and they took me to jail. But I hid all the money I got way out on the desert where no one could get it. And I left a mark at the spot. Then I jumped the jailer, and I ran for the desert. The devil had taken control. Oh man, I needed water, but he said I'd make it. Near the money is a big water hole. Well, just up ahead is where I left my mark. Or maybe to the left or the right. I've been running all day and they'll catch up tomorrow. I gotta find it tonight. Well, then up jumped the devil, and he ran away laughing. He drank all the water holes dry. He moved my mark till I'm running in circles and lost on the desert to die. Lost on the desert to die.
Cool.
10 years ago, on a cold, dark night, someone was killed neath the town hall lights. There were few at the scene, but they all agreed that the slayer who ran looked a lot like me. The judge said, son, what is your alibi? If you were somewhere else, well then you won't have to die. I spoke not a word, though it meant my life, for I'd been in the arms of my best friend's wife. Now the scaffold is high, and eternity's near. She stood in the crowd and shed not a tear. But sometimes at night, when the cold wind moans in her long black veil, she cries over my bones.
Cool.
Hi, y'all. I don't believe this. This is like the third take I'm trying this bullshit. This is an Easter song, you know. Not so, well, anyhow. There were 3 nails driven as the angels screamed. There were 3 nails driven as they crucified my king. There were 3 nails driven, heard around the world. There were 3 nails driven as they murdered my Lord. But death by men cannot be just. So he rose from the tomb and the ashes and the dust. He showed the scars of his disgrace from the time his spirit walked a human face. And there were 3 nails driven as the angels screamed. There were 3 nails driven as they crucified my King. There were 3 nails driven, heard round the world. There were 3 nails driven as they murdered my Lord. Damn, I think.
This is one of my songs. If somebody likes it, I got plenty more. There was blood on the floor and blood on the wall. A hand with a knife kept making him fall. He would not run and he did not cry. He took a minute to pray, but only a second to die. He worked all his life just to get by. He didn't get drunk or even get high. Then a hand with a knife did what a world war couldn't do, and took out the best man that I ever knew. And there was blood on the floor and blood on the wall. A hand with a knife kept making him fall. He would not run and he did not cry. He took a minute to pray, but only a second to die. He was buried with honors, or so they say. I sometimes go and visit his grave. On the stone, on top of the ground where he lies, it says he took a minute to pray, but only a second to die. And there was blood on the floor and blood on the wall. I live on a street in Cleveland called Payne Avenue. It's named for the people who are living the blues. I got nothing to win, I got nothing to lose, and you wonder why they call me the Cleveland King of the Blues. Now I walk down my street, I got nothing to smoke, drink, or eat. Got no diamond ring. Man, I ain't even got a good song to sing. And you wonder why they call me the Cleveland King of the Blues. Now if I had my choice, I'd pack up my gun and go. But I know wherever I ended up, it would be the same as before. And you wonder why they call me the Cleveland King of the Blues. Stop it and let me see how that turned out.
It's ready, dude.
Alright.
It's
Wake up at dawn and we got to go. We got 100 stops on the river Ohio. We go moving and shaking down the Ohio. What we be doing is only for us to know. We know some porters and some captains and some chiefs. They all know we ain't no cheats. That's why they let us ride for just a little bit of dough as we go moving and shaking down the Ohio. The Ohio River only flows one way. You got to find your own ride home at the end of the day. You might get home at sunrise or sunset. and moving and shaking down the Ohio might be something you'll regret. Regrets are forever. They cause pain every day. No matter how much on that river you play. You might go to prison. You might get dead. That's why we watch for trouble up ahead. My moving and shaking got me in prison one day. For 2 long years they said I had to pay. But I jumped the jailer and I had to go. So I hopped a ride on the B&O. The B&O line travels east and west. I didn't know which way would be best. So I thought I'd try for a little bit of dough. Moving and shaking now on the B&O. When the train crossed that Baltimore line, the feds knew me and said, boy, you're mine. They took me in, gave me 2 years again. Now I'm a-moving and shaking in the Ohio pen. Oh, I don't know how that's going.
With love and laughter. Fuck you all.
All right.